Hello everyone, I am back with the third DESTASH lot, so this will be part 2, and this DESTASH lot will be a themed DESTASH lot as well. It will be a vintage travel theme, so we will go ahead and get started. Alright, so I thought this would be a great music booklet to include in this particular lot. It says Vacation Boogie. And it is 1956, so that is vintage. Here is, this one looks more antique, so I'm not seeing a date on it, but I thought that would be nice in a vintage travel themed journal. Here is a vintage greeting card. It has a little sailboat on it, so I just thought maybe different modes of transportation kind of go with the theme of travel. Here is a vintage, I guess it's a brochure, Escorted Motor Coach Tours of Scandinavia, and this is 1962. Here is a vintage brochure for the Mayflower 2. And I'm not seeing a date. It's definitely vintage, and it came with some of these other travel related items. So here is a little booklet of Arrow Rock Town and its people. This is 1959. There's a little insert about an old tavern, I guess, in Arrow Rock. And okay, I did not know this was in here. So that's really cool. And I always say if there's items found in books, they stay with the books. Unless it's money, then I get to keep it. But this is awesome. So it looks like antique postcard, so you will get that as well. And it just has some really cool images in here. So that's a good find there. Here is another one of Italian wine country, and this is 1977. There we go. And then this is Yosemite Falls, I guess, some sort of luncheon, 1943. Has a little menu there. That's really cool. Okay, so I also included a few antique book pages. Here is a train, and I thought that was a really cool page to include. And this one is a little bit ripped, but I'm throwing it in because it also has some images and this train image there. Here is a vintage map of Hawaii. Actually, this would be antique as well. It came out of an antique book. And I may try to find, I might have a few more of these. I may try to locate those and include those in this lot if I remember. All right, so then we have a vintage book, Who Travels There. I thought this was very appropriate for this lot, and the book is 1938, so it is an antique book. So I thought that was really a neat book to include. So you'll get that one. There's also an Illinois Crossroads of Nations book. And this one is 1943. So you'll get that book. And then just a bag of all sorts. Here we have some vintage coasters from Germany, looks like. So you will get that. Here's a package of vintage seam binding lace. I'm including this wooden stamp of a camera. You will get a stack of these vintage fabric squares, and then here is a piece of vintage fabric. I'm not sure if this is a bookmark. I think this is a bookmark. It's a vintage bookmark. Here is a vintage packaging for padlocks. I just thought the image on there was pretty cool. Here's another package of vintage seam binding that has not been opened. Here's another package of vintage seam binding that has not been opened. Then I included some vintage buttons on button cards. I used kind of a wooden metal theme, so you will get an assortment of buttons. And here's a little baggie full of different wooden buttons. I believe these are all metal. Yes, I think those are all metal. There's some more button cards, and then these are really cool. These are actually green, and there's some sort of, I'm not sure what they're made out of. Made in Italy. So they're really nice. Alright, so then you'll also get one of these vintage slide, what are these called? Slides, I guess, I think, transparency slides. So that's really cool. I'm trying to show you the design there. It's looks like some trees, maybe, I'm not sure, but there are trees in there, but I thought that would be a nice little item to include. Okay, you will also get this key. It's not a real key, but I'm throwing that in. Here is a luggage or lock key, and here's some die cut images, a little suitcase, an airplane. Think fun. I thought that was kind of cute. And just a handful of different die cuts, different modes of transportation. There's one more luggage journal card. A few other little die cuts there. You will get some, I believe these are probably early 1900s if I'm not mistaken. And they're kind of stuck together. I'm not going to peel them all apart. But you'll get those. You will get this charm. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it seems like some sort of tower, but I'm throwing that in. And the final thing here, you will get a handful of old keys. I thought that was kind of appropriate for this particular lot. So this lot will be $22 to ship. If you are interested, just send an email. I will leave all the information in the description box below. If you have not checked out part 1, I will put that link in the description as well. I do have one lot left. I believe it's the vintage baby junk journal lot. So if you're interested in that, go check out that video. And thank you so much for watching.